All right, welcome back to my channel. Today we're working on the BMW again. Chrome delete or silver delete. It's wet right now because I washed it up after I compounded back behind the trim here, just to make sure it was to my liking, I guess. So I'm gonna blow all this off and dry it up. That part came out good. Obviously, you can't really tell the ultimate or the overall look of what it's gonna look like. So anyways, so this is the first side I started on. It's pretty self-explanatory when it comes to pulling the stuff off. Literally get a screwdriver up underneath this, push up, that thing pops right off. This one with the door open, it connects to the angled piece right here. You gotta push it and then slide it with the door open, and then this part just pops off. You can use your fingers or a pry tool or whatever. And then the lower portion, this one right here, you have to remove the mirror. The reason mine's all wet is because I just had a wet sand along the edge right here. I believe this car was repainted at one point, and it's like they put the trim on there wet, the paint or something. So I kind of wet sanded it down a little bit. Most of this will be covered just for my own peace of mind because I'm crazy. Other than that, I mean, you've seen the finish. Whoever painted it, other than a little stupidity right there, they did a pretty good job. So, not that that really matters. Clean Carfax, never been in an accident. I've had the whole freaking engine compartment tore apart and been up underneath it a million times. So, no hidden damage in there. I don't know why they would respray the top, but I'm probably gonna buff that with some wax just to call that finished, and then we'll jump into the little piece that slides off, and it's got channels, like little C channels. See the little C channels? Those slide in there. So what I did is I ran a razor blade along both edges, so that way none of that would wrinkle up. It's not even really gonna come in contact, and I'll put it on nice and easy. I might rewrap it because the end didn't work the way I want it to, and perfection is the key, so we'll see. So real quick, you already know I like this for my wax and finish, and then I got this from Chemical Guys. Came in like a little pack with a buffer that I bought, but it's incredible. Super gritty, cuts after a wet sand, and I finished it up with some 2000 grit, and then I'm gonna sand this trim because it's got some minor imperfections and a little paint overspray, so I want to get a good surface prep on that, and then probably wrap this inside the house because the mascot, he creates, he just got back from daycare, he creates a little hair and debris. Also, I pulled the seals off of it, pulled all the seals off it. Obviously just tug on them, comes right off. They got channels, they'll go right back on. Super easy stuff, but you don't want to tuck all that when you don't have to. You can just literally wrap it, cut it, good to go. Threw a quick polish on that thing off camera. So amazing. Anyways, looks good. I'm happy with that. Obviously there's water and debris all over it for now, but got a couple goodies in the mail. So I'm waiting for my foam cannon, Griot's brand, the soap, but I got two oil changes worth of stuff showing up. So this has got a magnet on the end of it, so a little upgrade for the oil pan, and then CTS oil filter housing, machined aluminum, not plastic. It's got the nut deal on top for pulling it off. So the reason I got this is my car doesn't have the oil cooler yet. In December, I'm gonna put that on, maybe a little bit sooner, the new bumper and a few other things, but this will increase cooling power, being perforated and machined like this. At least I hope. I will do a test, hopefully, to prove that. But anyways, cool little upgrade. Waiting on some other stuff to show up. Let's get to sanding this bad boy down. All right, just a quick little overview of wet sanding this thing down. Nothing special. Get it wet. tough it up. Anything you can off of it, so in theory, it'll stick better. I mean, you're not gonna do this to a car unless the paint's already hammered, but for this, that you'll never see the light of day again, exactly what we want to do. So level it out as best as possible and increase our chances here. So I've wrapped this once, so I can get, excuse me, I can get this 2-inch 3M wrap around that corner on the end there. So done it once, so I can do it again. So we'll dry it up and go from there. All right, I wasn't gonna film this process, and I don't know how much you're gonna be able to see, but I will do a recap. I mean, you want to center this as best as possible. Not really worry about, don't really worry about the wrinkles in the wrap quite yet. You're gonna deal with those in a minute. Just want to get it on there first, and don't worry about all that crap. Hopefully you can see the end here. Pretty sure I did this a little better last time, but I'm in a little bit of a hurry today because I got a conference call here shortly. Got it on there. We'll mess with that in a minute. So don't worry too much about like bubbles like this. I mean, you're gonna reset those anyways by manipulating the manipulating the wrap. Not a big deal at all. Smooth that out with your fingers. Change it up. I preheated it, so it's sticking really, really good right now. And it's sanded. So anyways, you can get all these little imperfections out. No worries. All the way down there, nice and flat. Got it nice and smooth on there. It's rolled over right now. I gotta tuck it around the back, but damn, you'll see though, this back portion's exposed a little bit when you approach the car from the back, so I might overlay that, but we'll see how it fits in there. All right, I just got back from the gym, but this is basically what it looks like. I mean, it's pretty tedious stuff. I'll show you the other side. I mean, it lays down pretty well, and then I will show you how I get the end. As you can tell, it looks like it's gonna be short, but it won't. I'll show you. All right, little change of pace. Just got back from the gym. Ate some pizza, of all things, but yeah, we'll burn it off this weekend. So you can see what I got going here. We're gonna straighten that out right now. manipulate it. Center is obviously going to be the hardest portion of this, but you'll see. It'll be fine. All right. I got it set around the back edge for the most part, so that way I can pull against it. You're gonna have to really heat it up to get it to do what you want it to do. Don't burn it. You wanna make it super flexible. Stretch it without stretching it so far that the pigment changes, but that's why it's important to have good wrap, because then you don't do that. I'm blocking most of it, I'm sure. Let's heat it up, work it, set it. Oh, got that corner. I already trimmed that, so. All right, hopefully you can see all I really got left is this middle portion, and then just finish up the end here. Definitely don't remember it being this hard. All right, you can see I'm working it, just getting it around the corner. Got most of the, pretty much all the imperfections out of that rounded edge, and then I'll work my way down, kind of spreading it back and forth and left and right, just whatever it takes. All right, let's see what I got. Made it all the way around. It's got a few little wrinkle things there that I could get out if I wanted to, but I'm happy with it, so I'm gonna go with it. All right, this is the finished product right here. Damn, came out freaking perfect. Still gotta pull the mirror off, pull the door card out to get that last little piece, but that was dirt you just saw somewhere in here. It's pretty late here. Garage lights don't do it justice, but came out good. Installation is pretty simple. Unfortunately, I broke a clip here, a clip here, a clip here, and the rear one was just broken. So this one you just get your hands behind, pop, 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 and just pop it all the way down. The one on the door here Like I said, you just pry it up, no big deal. And then this guy right here, it slides in these channels. So some people can get enough leverage to push that, but if they haven't been pulled off, I just put a screwdriver right there because there's a lip very carefully and just get it that, separate these two pieces back here and then it'll slide right off. But next I need to clean all that up and I'll show you the trim pieces. So I already pulled the grommet off of these, but it's pretty simple. There's a channel right here that marks this one. So you can see the groove that goes in there. This clips right here, and then you just shove it back in the channel on the inside there. And then this one's the same thing. This is not the channel. The little hex, the circular part's not the channel. This part goes up against the car. It's a little, can't really see it, this piece right here. And it slides right in there, and you just literally just bop, bop, bop all the way. It's pretty tedious, but you can get it. So these are the pieces. I'm gonna clean them up. Oh, but I'm gonna fix some plasti bond. I got them all out. I'm gonna fix them. I mean, I could probably just go with it, but I'm gonna give it a go and it's gonna work. So I'm pretty much just cleaning them now and then sanding the aluminum with some 2000 grit. Just taking my brush and some Windex and clean them all up, and then I'll let them dry and pick it back up tomorrow. All right, well, I was able to save pretty much all of them with epoxy. And this one for sure. So in there. And I'll put the other ones on and then start wrapping and it should be good. All right, hopefully you can see that. The cut's not absolutely perfect, but as long as you leave room for this little channel right here, which is the only crappy part. I mean, plasti dip, probably a lot easier, but it's not following the theme of my car. So gloss wrap. Anyways, that spot right there is where the long skinny rubber grommet or door seal or whatever goes in, so you have to have that clear. And I just kind of tucked it along the way and then used a razor blade to cut that. So obviously I'm not in my garage anymore, too dirty, but well, for wrapping, it'll leave like fine particles, and got my dog out there, so he's causing some ruckus. This side's a lot less tedious because the bigger door seal fits in this channel, so you can just literally run the razor blade right down the edge of it. Done and done, tuck it. Make sure you don't have any like bubbles or bumps on the edge, because then that'll take away from the crisp line. All right, it's done. This side, fortunately, all the clips were fine. None of the clips broke, but on the passenger side, the rear clip broke. I epoxied a few of them. It's missing one like right here. I epoxied this one, it worked fine. The back one's under so much pressure, it pulls forward by design. So it gave me a little uneven gap right here. So this needs to push back like 1/4 of an inch, but the rest of them went on fine. I thought, you know, every other clip would be fine, but it's not. It's not holding it as good as the other side. So came out pretty good. I still have to do the lower portion right here. I'll do that later. I'm gonna wash it up though, because I got compound and shit all over it, and then park it back in here. It's pretty much not the right weather for me to drive this car. I don't really drive it in the rain just because I got plenty mow. So anyways, I'm gonna order those clips. They're really cheap. Pull this off because I want it right. Probably replace all the clips, or at least the ones that are broken. And I mean, I'm sure I'll break more after the fact, but anyways, came out pretty good. I'm gonna wash it up. Super easy. Pull that off, slide that out, take the mirror out. I did a little bit of how I wrap it. It's gonna last once you get a hard crease over that edge, and then you trim it all up. It's not gonna go anywhere. But hope this helped.